Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your girl JoJo, and I'm coming at you with a voiceover today because I look really rough and I have no plans to not look rough. I have so much to do today. I'm gonna just roll with it. So, it's a voiceover today. Hope you guys don't mind for 90 Day Fiance. So, let's get to it. All right, so we can start with Jenny and Submit. Not too much going on here. Just the same thing about Jenny wanting to know about the divorce paperwork and when the divorce is going to be final. Jenny and Sumit actually go out with a friend of his, and it is a friend who actually likes Jenny and is accepting of her in their relationship. I like the friend. He seemed pretty cool. Jenny had the nerve to ask him, "Why didn't you tell me that Sumit wasn't divorced? And I would be pretty crazy to come out here again and he still not be divorced, right?" And he was like, "Well, you love him and you want to be with him, but of course, you know the reason he didn't tell is because A, that's his friend's business, and B, Jenny, you know the game. It's always bros before hoes. He wasn't gonna tell you anything." But he does say that Sumit needs to be honest with her about everything. They definitely need to get married. He really likes Jenny, that was a relief because we've seen so many other conversations about Jenny that haven't been so nice. So I thought that was a relief. Was Jenny crazy for going back out there without seeing the paperwork? Probably so. But she is there now. She is very much in love with him and she wants to be with him. She was kind of caught off guard when the friend said that he's been trying to get divorced for 4 years. She said, "What? I'm sorry, say what now?" Yes, 4 years. And Sumit says his won't take that long, but we really don't know. It's taken so long already. Apparently, the women are trying to get more money. To me, it sounds like India has the same type of divorce problems that we have over here. So you might could expect possibly another MGTOW Indian version over there going on. It's funny how all of our, we're so different culturally, but there's so many things that become very similar, if you catch my drift. All right, that's it with Jenny and Submit. So we'll just have to see where that goes. Okay, next we're gonna go to Biniyam and Ariela. This one is a difficult one to call for several reasons. So first, I'm gonna start off with the fact that they're waking up in the morning. They're at their place. We know how Ariela felt about the place, that it wasn't the best, specifically for her and the new baby. When the mother gets there, I'm not saying that I don't understand the mother's concerns about Ariella and the baby's living situations, but just based off of the mother's comments that she was making about Ethiopia and the poverty and how there were so many beggars and their economic situation and all of those things may be true. And I say maybe because I haven't been to Ethiopia and I haven't done a lot of research on Ethiopia, so I don't want to speak in definitives. All of those things may be true, but if you saw it for yourself and you know those things to be true, when you walked into the place, I don't understand. There's just a way to say and do things. And I felt like she was coming at Biniyam like, "You are a complete failure. You don't know what you're doing. This is appalling. This is terrible. This isn't going to work." It was just very, very degrading for the job that he tried to do and the country that he is from. I wouldn't want anybody to walk into my place. Actually, somebody has walked into my place before and was like, "You live in the hood." And I was just like, "Well, you can leave. Shoot." That was back when I had my first apartment. I didn't even invite you over here. So it was kind of like that kind of feel. There's always a way to say things, especially when you're in someone's home. And Beniyam surprises us because he actually has another apartment. So that means he spent money on top of money if he's renovating another apartment and he has that one. Now, granted, when you get to the other apartment, it has a lot of repairs and a lot of work that needs to be done. He believes he can finish it in 2 weeks. That's not realistic, but I like his heart. I like his heart. I think Benny Yam is trying, but what confuses me about this show and some of the conversations that the couples have is it almost sounds as if they've been on the phone for hours and hours just whispering sweet nothings because nobody's on the same page. Like, have y'all not had video calls? Have y'all not shown each other photos? I'm just confused as to how we've reached this level of understanding between some of these couples and y'all been doing all this 3, 4, 5 hour talking. Um, Biniyam said he thought he understood the expectations. Ariela is saying he didn't. Like I said, it just seems like they're on two opposite pages when it comes to the expectations. And I believe Ariela's expectations are too high for the area that they're going to be living in. Her mom also makes a comment about just the water and the lack of refrigeration. Things, like I said, would be concerning, I think, for any mother. I think my mom would be concerned too, but there's just a way to go about doing things. There's a way to go about saying things, and Ariela's mother she just doesn't do a good job. So when she makes the comment about the water and how they put leaves in it to sanitize, honey, I was appalled, because doesn't our water run through a treatment plant where it used to have our feces in it, and then we just run it right back after it's been treated? So I don't know. I might take a little bay leaf or whatever they putting inside that water tank to sanitize it. I'm sure it's probably no worse than the chemicals that are found in ours. But that's another story for another day. But it was coming off as elitist and not concern, if you catch my drift. It was coming off as something else. But I just hope that Biniyam is able to get the work done and able to meet some of the expectations. Ariela uses praise, kind of, but also disappointment. Like, the disappointment is underlying. And I just don't think that her and Biniyam were on the same page. I think she thought he understood what she was talking about, but he didn't. And I believe her expectations are very high for the country that she is going to be living in. So I wish them the best. I do still feel like they have some love for each other. So I wish them the best. Child, I hope it works out. Now, see, all these people could stand to learn a thing or two or five from Armando and Kenny. See, these people talked and made plans and were clear about their plans and then executed their plans, and now they have a place. And I believe Kenny, I think he got a little money. I think he got some bread, because he is paying for the place that they're living in. And Armando makes a cute little frame for him. I love arts and crafts, so I thought it was so cute. It was like the two states and then a string together, and he comments on how Kenny is always getting him nice things and he can't always afford it. So that let me know that Kenny might have a little bread. Kenny looks so good. Like, when I see them together, when I see them in photos together, you wouldn't even know there was a pretty much a 20-year age gap between the two of them. Like, he really looks good. So anyway, more of the same with them, just documenting the move. It's a long move. Kenneth was getting it in that car. I said, Kenny, you better do it. You better do it, boy. He was getting into his music and talking to that tired dog. That dog looks like it is so tired. The journey has been long for the puppy. Well, not a puppy. He's grown, but the doggy. But they're getting there, and of course, Armando is very excited about the new life that they are supposed to have. That's really it, y'all. Not really too much with them, but I will say it looks like they have their plans and their understanding a lot more together than some of the other couples. So yeah, we're rooting for Kenny and Armando, most definitely. Oh, this photo is of a much happier time and place with Jihan and Deavan. So let's talk about it. So they're still speaking through the translator, and still having the same discussion. The thing that's so frustrating about Jihan is that he's always full of apologies, and he always has this really pitiful look on his face. And so you start to give him sympathy. I don't. But Deavan starts to want to give him sympathy and want to be kind to him. But when she tries to express herself and express her disappointment, still in a very, non-condescending way, and he realizes his puppy dog eyes didn't work, then he's aggravated with her. And it didn't happen as much this episode as it did last episode, but he basically tells her that he's sorry that he lied to her. He shouldn't have lied to her. He just really wanted her to be in Korea. He says that he has been saving money. He saved about $3,000, and he has to call his mom to get it because he can't hold on to money. He can't have money. You guys, that is a red flag. When you are an adult and you have to have a parent hold on to your money, that is a huge red flag. Now, I applaud him for knowing that he can't do well with his money, but at what point do you start to take accountability as an adult? Like, I need to sit down and I need to get the translator and I need to talk to Jahun's parents. I need information on how this young man was raised, and I need to see that where did we go wrong, or did we go wrong? Is this a part of somebody else's, DNA in the family line? Did a generational curse come up to Jihan? Like, why is he lazy like this? He said that he took a part-time job, and he's so honest. That's what's so shocking. He's so honest about the fact that he's bummy. He said, I took a part-time job because I knew I'd be able to work when I wanted to, and I would not have to go to work when I didn't want to. I mean, most people try to cover, not Jihan. So he had money the whole time. He wasn't working as hard as he could have been working. And Deavan is like talking real calm like a serial killer, so he needs to back up. She just says to him, I don't understand why you wouldn't be working full time. You could have worked full time, and you let me spend all of my money, and you were saving money. Now, he says he was saving money for a house. I don't know. His elevator just stops. And Deavan, I think she wanted to believe so badly that this was going to be different, that it was going to be a different situation, that Jihan was growing up. He has not grown up. Y'all should have just had a fling. Unfortunately, you had a baby, and now you're trying to make it work as a family. I just don't see it. So now is the time where you guys are going to have to discuss how Jihan is going to be able to visit his child and have time with his child, because this just isn't. It's painful to watch, and I'm really sad that children are involved in it, because even the little girl, she doesn't want to leave, and I'm cheap. So Deavan better than me, honey. I would have been locking them doors in that Korean, whatever they say is the hood. I would have been locking up them doors and been like, oh no, we staying right here because we done paid for it already. We're not going to no hotel. We're going to make this work right here all together, us as a family. She tells Jihan that she believes it's over after he says that he loves her, and he doesn't even have a reaction. So it's almost like he was ready to go home. He was hoping she said it was over, because all of this is too much for him to handle and too much for him to deal with. And he would just rather be at his mom's and having her hold money. It's unfortunate. He's going to be living with those parents forever, because I don't see Jihan growing up. I just don't see it. All right. And lastly, the stun in the show, Britney and Yazan. Don't y'all live for how she says his name, Yazan. So if you look up stunts and shows in the dictionary, I believe that somewhere close by you are going to find Britney and Yazan. And this is the reason why. I see a lot of people saying that Britney is clout chasing. I don't disagree with that. I believe that Britney has a career that she definitely wants to get out in the spotlight. However, I am not letting Yazan off of the hook. And this is the reason why. Out of all of the women that Yazan could have chosen to bring from another country, why Britney? This girl has a huge social media presence. She is not hiding who she is on her social media. She definitely is not a conservative person, not over there on her social media anyway. And y'all know I don't live your life, dress how you want to dress. But if you know the rules in your country and you know what type of women that your family would want you to bring home, why would you then go out and choose somebody like Britney? And I'm not saying that Britney's a bad person, but Britney already married. Britney's a rapper. Britney is nothing like what Yazan should be bringing home. And why would you think that you can bring that woman home and try to completely change her and everything is going to be kosher? You're not going to tell me that he didn't know anything about Britney and she just came off as smooth and docile, and then she got off the plane and started cutting up. Yazan knew what was up, just like Britney knew what was up. However, Britney has admittedly said that she hasn't done any research, which again, how are these conversations going? Same problem I have with Jihan and Deavan. How are these Biniyam and Ariela? How are these conversations going when y'all are on the phone 3 and 4 hours and y'all are on FaceTime? What are y'all talking about? If y'all are not talking about the culture, if you're not talking about the differences, if you're not talking about the changes that are going to have to be made, are you showing each other photos? Like, this is real. Maybe because I'm a research person, I like to research everything before I get ready to do something. So I just don't understand the lack of research that has gone into a lot of these situations. And people are proudly admitting that they didn't really research it all that much. So Britney admitted that she hadn't. And Yazan was shocked by that. But I'm just like, have you asked her anything? Have y'all talked? What are the conversations? What are the conversations? I'm convinced that everybody's having phone sex, and that's why nothing is getting talked about. So Britney wants Yazan to apologize when he gets there. He brings flowers, and that's as much of an apology as she's gonna get. Um, Britney also has this attitude of she got on all this makeup. Okay, that's that. I already knew that was gonna be a problem. She got on all this makeup. She's putting on all this makeup. He brings a hijab for her to wear. She says she's not putting on a hijab. She asks her to button up her jacket. She ain't buttoning up her jacket. She'll button it up when she get outside. She'll do this when she gets outside. She wants to talk more about his outbursts, and he's just like, well, baby, I'm just jealous. You have to understand, I'm just jealous. And they don't hug other men out there. You can't look at a woman, somebody else's woman. You can't touch somebody else's woman. That's their customs and that's their beliefs. Do I think it could? I don't know. I won't comment. That's their custom and that is their belief system. All right. So you have to respect that. If you want to be with Yazan, you can't hug another man. I understand she has her cultures and her traditions. And I actually understood Britney when she was at the house and she said that there's more than one culture coming into this relationship. I actually did have an understanding of that. I feel like so many times we'll get with somebody else and there's like one dominant person in the relationship that believes everything has to shift and adjust to how they want it because they feel like they're the more dominant person, and it's never fair to the other person. So I got what she was saying there. The only difference is you've come into a country that has certain customs and traditions that have to be followed, and it could even possibly be for your safety as well. I don't know that for sure, but you just don't want to bring and cause unnecessary attention to yourself in a place where you don't know the people, you don't know your surroundings and all of that, and it's just a respectful thing as well. It's just a respect. It's a common courtesy, right? So yeah, I got her point, but I don't feel like she's trying hard enough to be respectful of his culture and traditions, right? So somebody, they're going to have to find some common ground, but why am I talking about this? Like, they not pulling a stunt in the show on us. Let me move on. So she does end up putting on a hijab. She looks very beautiful, and they go into the house, and things start off okay. Now, I knew Britney wasn't raised right when she put her foot in that chair. You don't come to nobody's house and cross your foot into their seat and they furniture like that. Get your both feet on the floor, please. But they come in and the father is asking questions about when they're going to get married. Britney says that she really would like for her family to be there. She wants them to be around. Now, we all know that Britney's stalling, but they don't know that yet. So the father is getting aggravated. Like, why can't you just get married on Sunday? And then your family come later. He wants to get this out the way because they don't do that whole shacking up business. And he is getting increasingly frustrated with Britney saying that she's not ready to do it and that she wants her family there. Does she have an understanding of Islam? That's when she admits that she doesn't and she hasn't researched anything. That would have had me aggravated. It would have because what did you come out here for if you planned not to try? To me, it sounds like you planned not to try. And then all that talking about how strong she was and I got my own stuff going on and I won't be silenced and you can't control me. And I'm just, Britney, I want you to find the nearest closet. Like I said earlier, can y'all hear my closet? And hang it up. I want you to hang it up. I'm tired. Just go on back home. If you don't want to bend or fold, you don't have to. You have every right. You're just not going to be with this person. You're just not going to be with him. So, Yazan is also trying to keep the peace, but the father started going in about her social media and how he doesn't want people saying that his wife was it a prostitute that he said or a whore? They both bad. So he said he doesn't want people talking about the wife and she has to get off of social media. She has to do all of these things. The mother, who doesn't want to be on camera but had no problem reading, she came over there and she was just like, let me tell you something. I don't have all day for you to be waiting to marry my son. And over here in Jordan, if a man tells you that you his baby, you don't argue back. You his baby. That's who you are. And you don't argue back with him. The women don't say anything back. You do what you are told with these men and you keep it moving. And Britney is just looking at her like, I don't know what she's talking about. I'm being yelled at, which it was a lot. It was a lot. While I understood the mama was frustrated and she was snapping, you gonna have to get up out my face. Now that's any culture, any custom. You get up in my face. You get up in my face, and that is going to be a problem. I don't think that's a misunderstanding, and I don't care where you're from. But Brittany just ended up leaving. But the mom told her, like, no, she gonna have to get with it because this is how we do it out here. She's being disrespectful. She doesn't need to marry my son. I don't have time to wait. He's 26 years old. That mama say it's time to start a family. It's time to get it going. That's one thing they do not play around with. They ain't got time for them late marriages and late children. We need to do this right now. And she is really upset that she was over there telling Yazan no. Now, I read some comments from some women who are living over in Jordan. They were like, it's not exactly like that. It's not like you can never say any. Because nobody had to tell me that it wasn't exactly like that. Because the fact that the mama even went in like that and the father was just sitting there watching and not saying anything let me know that she gets the freedom to speak quite a bit in that house, I believe. The father tells Yazan to go check on Britney. He does go check on Britney, but you guys can let me know what you think about this situation. I think it's a wash. I don't think they are going to be able to combine their cultures successfully. Not just because they're so different, but because Britney's definitely not open-minded enough to be accepting of certain things that she has to do. And Yazan, you would think that he was open-minded, but he's not open-minded either. He's just a lot calmer about it. Besides the outbursts in the airport, he's a lot calmer about it. But he does say, you have to change yourself. You have to completely change yourself. And I really, you guys, if you say that would not bother you at all, I think you're being a little dishonest. But if you say that it wouldn't bother you if you had made the decision to be with somebody completely in another country, then yes, that is believable. But that is why you have to think about your dating choices and who you decide to be with and what you're going to be willing to accept and not accept. There's some people who are willing to change their entire lives and everything about what they do and who they are, and there's others of us who are not. My thing would have been when the mama said you don't have your family anymore. We're your family. Now, see, that would have been the catalyst for me because I've been like, honey, I like my family. I got to go. I love my people now. If we can't integrate these families in, honey, I'm not going to. I can promise y'all I'm not going to be able to do it because I love mine too much, okay? I can leave and cleave. But I need to be able to stay and visit sometimes. So anyway, y'all can like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought about the episode. But these two, And I don't know if I'll be reviewing another episode. We will have to see because you guys know I'm leaving out next week. So thank y'all so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.